Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I got a video with a lady that's in logistics from the University of Houston. She's going to give us some insight on what's going on with these tariffs. And this is some interesting information, and I think it'll be useful to everyone that's in the Houston area and throughout the nation. So listen closely to what she says. Listen to the key dates that she say and the places and the industries that's going to be affected the most. And everyone will be impacted.
But almost all of them throughout the world that import goods into the U.S. will affect many industries, and they're going to affect you. So what does this all mean for all of us here in the Houston area and surrounding Southeast Texas, one of the largest port cities in the country? Joining me now to help add some perspective on the impact is Margaret Kidd, Associate Professor of Supply Chain and Logistics at the University of Houston. Margaret, thank you so much for being with us. We really do appreciate it. So explain to us, we just saw the Dow opened at 8:30 our time. We heard that it's already dropped over 1,200 points and may continue. Explain to people what this really means in layman's terms, because people hear, oh, my 401k is impacted, oh, this, and the other. What does this really mean, though?
Well, it's no surprise that the Dow opened down because the markets in Asia and Europe closed down, and the markets were down last week. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. This is in response to the tariffs that were levied this last week by the Trump administration, which basically impacted every one of our trading partners, and some more than others. For instance, China was levied with a reciprocal tariff of 34%. So if you think about all the goods we buy from China, like our tennis shoes, our clothing, cell phones, computers, those are going to cost more in the coming weeks. Probably in the next month, if I was to estimate, right?
And I know a lot of people are trying to buy in bulk to, of course, alleviate a little of that pain, but the pain is going to be here for quite some time. Let's talk about our oil industry, for instance. We're the second largest port in the entire country, so we're going to feel this in some way, shape, or form, but we have a lot of businesses here. Our oil industry, are they going to be impacted by this?
Well, if you've been following the news, all of the major oil and gas companies have been laying off people over the last several months, anticipating slower growth and slower oil and gas prices. I mean, as far as our state, we're the #1 export state in the U.S., more than California, Illinois, and Louisiana combined. We are the #1 state when you combine imports and exports, and this attaches to jobs. So if you have a slowing economy and you slow down manufacturing and you slow down trade, it means there are going to be some folks that may not have a job. We are going to see inflation. How high it gets, we're in an unprecedented time, but this is definitely not the time to hoard. Not a bad idea to go to Costco and buy in bulk. I mean, there are some economies of scale. I'm concerned for consumers in terms of auto prices over this next month, because there is a special 25% auto tariff that has come to play. And in May, we'll see the de minimis tariff come into play. And that's for smaller items like under $800 coming out of China. And you'll be paying $25 to $50 per shipment.
And that's going to be a lot for people. Okay, you mentioned about cars, because people probably are, I've seen a lot of people who are going to wait to buy cars, but they plan on doing it now because they don't want to have to pay $5,000, $10,000 more for that same vehicle. Let's go back to food, for instance. We just talked about Costco and going and buying in bulk, but we're talking about any product that comes from Mexico, like avocados and other fruits or vegetables. Lumber, anything that comes from Canada, because they have more trees. That's where we get our lumber to build houses. This is impacting food. This is impacting housing. This is impacting daily living. And every single person is going to be impacted.
Everyone will be impacted. So in terms of housing, yes, the price of those component parts that go into a house, the lumber, the appliances, the door handles, right? The steel, there's a steel tariff, right? So it does, every part of our modern life relies on imports. Food is in particular is concerning. We have so many food insecure areas in our region.
Yes.
And we've been so spoiled. I mean, to have blackberries and raspberries in the winter, and that's because we import from South America and Central America. And so now there'll be tariffs on those goods.
Now, we have about 30 seconds, but can you remind everybody, it's, as you mentioned, it's going to be painful, but people should not panic. Can you remind them about why?
Well, my saying is don't hoard the toilet paper and the Clorox. We're all in this together. We need to have responsible behavior. And I mean, again, consider buying in bulk, consider, clipping coupons. Stay calm. Markets go in cycles. Don't look at your 401k every day. I mean, this is a time to consider being in cash and just be conservative on your spending.
And it's something that is not going to go away in 1 day or 2 days. You're talking about this could be months.
This could be months, it could be a year. Again, it's unprecedented to levy a tax on every trading partner versus targeted to a specific industry. And I think there will be some more tariff surprises coming up over the coming months too. So we're easily into 2026.
Well, I appreciate you just being frank with us on explaining this, and we're going to have you come back because I know a lot of people are going to feel the struggle. They were already in pain beforehand, and this is it's almost exacerbating it to a level I don't think we've seen in a very long time. I know we went through things like this during the pandemic,
right?
But could it be even worse than that?
I anticipate it possibly worse than COVID. We experienced incredible inflation in the grocery store and also in autos.
Well, listen, Margaret, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And on another note,
Okay, y'all. The key takeaways is this. Everybody going to be impacted by this. It's going to hit the entire nation. Groceries, auto industry, the main thing going to be hit. It could be worse than COVID. I say buy your toiletries and everything you need now before May, before all those tariffs from China kick in. School is finna let out. We heading into hurricane season. We already got tornadoes. We got bad weather with flooding and everything going on. Have your emergency kits together. Get you some canned goods. If you don't do nothing but spend $5 or $10 a week, get you some canned goods, packed tuna, beans, rice, dry cereal, peanut butter, jelly, water, whatever you need to survive. If you got a barbecue pit, make sure you keep coals. Make sure you keep lighter fluid. Make sure you keep some wood. You might have to cook on your barbecue pit just in case a storm comes or you lose power. And the issue here is who you have around you to help you get through a lot of this stuff. I don't think that what we finna to experience is anything that we've ever experienced before. I think it may possibly get worse than the COVID situation because as the economists come out and say prepare, people start to panic. And then the criminal element in society starts to come out and prey on people. So that's another thing. Your safety is the main thing that you got to worry about once things start to implode. And so right now, everybody in America is like holding their breath because it's the calm before the storm. All I can say is be prepared and be ready. Y'all stay safe. Peace.